Well, good snowy evening from Blacksburg. It's December 18th, the official last day of the semester for May. Um, Not so good at scheduling because the sessions that I had, one was canceled, the other one is in the absolute last group of sessions that we had for this online conference. Well, a lot of things to talk about now that the semester has wrapped up, and definitely a lot to think about as far as where I stand right now. Looking ahead, I don't really know what to think, but looking back, I definitely have some perspective on where I've come, especially in the digital humanities class. I definitely see the digital humanities class from the beginning of the semester to this point as basically just being a giant toolbox of many things that we've already been exposed to in other classes or in our own personal lives. Some neat new tools that are definitely of use in the classroom, and then also some things that are just neat to know exist, but probably don't have a lot of educational purposes in my classroom. So, looking back at the online conference, I was impressed with how well this really tied up everything that we've done in the semester and different things that I've seen from attending the two conferences I went to. I think teaching websites is one great tool, like many that we have in education. It's something worth considering using. Another great tool is I think the whole Google suite of products that we have, one of which is Google Earth. I think there's a lot to be learned from that. Lots of applications for the classroom. I'm planning on sort of seeing where I am when I begin teaching and incorporating what I feel like works best from the digital humanities class. I expect even between now and the fall semester that a lot will have changed. New technologies will exist. Some of the things that we've talked about in this semester will go away, but new technologies will come in to replace them. And I think more than anything, it's important to see this class just as a broad toolbox of ideas that we can use for whatever purposes we might need to in our classrooms. I've been pretty impressed with the quality of the sessions from the conference. I didn't really know what to expect with a free conference, but I was really pleased to see the quality and the effort that everything's been put into it. And I was really impressed with just the range of ideas that were represented, things from specific tools to broad skills to don't do that, referring to the copyrights. Probably one of the most useful sessions to me is the one on copyrights that I just viewed, because it's something that's so misused, and it's something that can get you in so much real trouble, not only in your school, for your school, but outside of the school, can land you in serious legal trouble. It's good to know what not to do, and I think it's good to be able to teach your students that as well. I took a lot away from that session, even though it was fairly brief. Excuse me. There are also a lot of good ideas that we've had in the semester with other different tools, odd things like Wordle, wikis that I would have never thought of really having an educational application. Getting to see different ways to use it in the classroom is exciting, and I think that it's something that I'll be making use of once I start teaching. Looking ahead to what goals are for technology, I think that one thing that really hasn't changed for me is that I see technology as a tool, not as a replacement to good teaching. I think that we can use use the different technologies for a lot of different purposes, and not all of them need to be straight within the line of the curriculum. I think that in schools, the idea of having subjects is an idea that might be a little bit outdated. Might be a good idea to start taking more of an interdisciplinary approach to what we're doing. Doing that will allow us to spend a lot more time actually helping the students develop the broad skills that they need. And I think that's really my main takeaway for technology, is to use technologies to give students the broad skills that they need for global citizenship in the 21st century. There are There's a lot of little things that I could talk about from the class, but I think that the biggest takeaway is that the class, like everything else that we're doing this year, is part of a toolkit. Some stuff we'll use, some stuff we won't, but I'm glad that I've had the opportunity to work with the professors in the program to come up with good ways to teach better. That's it for this semester. Hopefully I won't be snowed in for too much longer, but it looks like there's about 8 inches of snow outside, so it could be quite a while getting out of here.